Namaste, everyone, and good morning if you're in Southern California. So here we are, we're anchored in light meditation. And so before we start, let's ask for blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme One, Divine Father and Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Tokok Sui Mahago Jumeling, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your healing energy. Thank you for your wisdom and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, so question is, how important is your environment? The space that you're in, your house, your work, wherever you are, how important is that to your emotional well-being, mental well-being, your health, and your spirituality? And analogy I always use is, how important is the aquarium, the water in the aquarium, to the health of the fish? Guess what? You and I are the fish. That's why some of you who are getting more sensitive to energy, you will notice that you go to certain places without talking to anyone, without interacting with anyone around you or whatever. I mean, the place looks nice and clean, and you feel uncomfortable. And same thing, some of you notice you go to certain places. Like, for example, you're buying a house, you walk in, you go, this feels right. You go, what? You haven't even looked at everything. Oh, I walked in, it just feels nice. So what happens is your aura, your energy field, is like a sensing organ. It's sensing the frequency around you. And I want to share this with you because, I was going through my teacher's book, which, the class we're going to teach in a few weeks, Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul. And he talks of, this is chapter 8, Raising Your Consciousness. And it says, the human body and the mind are like sensitive electronic equipment that can project and receive messages. It is like a radio that can receive signals from many stations. Have you experienced feeling good when you meet someone who is warm and sunny? Also came across someone who's pessimistic and cynical that in a few minutes you want to go away. And then he was talking about this story of this certain Brazilian man who was meditating. Suddenly he felt like a desire to buy a gun. I'll shorten it a little bit. Basically, he's a pacifist. So he's wondering, how the heck, why would we suddenly want to buy a gun? The guy's a pacifist, right? But he picked this up during meditation. Then he goes, 3 days later, he found out that his neighbor got so angry after having a fight with someone, wanted to buy a gun and shoot the other guy. Apparently, the Brazilian man accidentally picked up the violent emotions of his neighbor when he was meditating. So imagine, he's in a house doing his thing, and then in that state of stillness, he started sensing the thought forms coming off the other person. Right? And then this part, and after this, we'll do our practice. If you live in a city with a population of 10 million people, can you imagine 10 million people radiating and projecting all kinds of thoughts and emotions? Of course, it depends on where you live, right? Los Angeles alone, Los Angeles proper is like 12 million. Can you imagine if you are very sensitive and happen to live in such a city? This is the reason why yogis stay up in the mountains, because there is hardly anybody there. Okay. So the question is, how do you change the energy in your environment? So it's something like this. It's a combination of several things. Number one, you want to clean the energy in your room, your workplace, because at any given time it affects you. That's step one. Step two, you don't always have control over the place you go to, right? Let's say you're going to a supermarket, you're going to a place where you're walking a certain part of town where there's a lot of stress energy. So how do you protect yourself? So the way my teacher explains this is you clean the place, and if you've ever taken any of our classes, we call it energy hygiene. Energy hygiene, you use sage, sandalwood, right, for cleansing. And a lot of you know about that. Before we continue, another thing, just additional information. What is it in sage or sandalwood that cleanses the environment? You go, I don't know, I was just told it works. Well, in pranic healing, you understand that different colors have different properties. It just so happened that sage and sandalwood both contain the color green energy. In fact, you take good quality sandalwood, you take a white wall, you turn the lights down, light it, have your children look at the smoke. You just say, hey, look at the smoke on this incense. First thing your kid's going to go, smells good, or it stinks. Okay. Aside from that, most of them, if you say, hey, just look at the smoke. No, don't tell me anything. Just look at the smoke. Tell me what you see. A lot of them will see little green sparkles. Because sandalwood and sage contain a lot of green energy. Sage just happens to contain a little bit of a blue and violet also. So sage has cleansing effect, blue to calm down, violet to raise vibration, and also do more cleansing. So that's using incense. You can also use sound. That's why we use Om for cleansing, because when you chant Om, depending on the size of your spiritual connection, size of your crown, a certain amount of spiritual energy flow through you, and what comes out of your body and your aura is electric violet. It's just brilliant white light with like shades of violet here and there. Okay? So those just are easy ways to clean the room. Now, that's the environment. In your case, you also have to raise your frequency. And that's the part in the book where it says how to raise your frequency, or how to raise your consciousness, is by doing chanting. You see, if you chant, it works. You raise your frequency. If you clean the environment, at least when you're inside the environment, okay, the environment's not affecting you. The secret is to do both. So you're keeping the energy field, the energy field clean, so stuff doesn't come into you, right? Simultaneously, you also want to raise your frequency, so just in case there's stuff from the environment, you're rising above it. So essentially, negative energy vibrates here. You raise your frequency by chanting, you vibrate here. Now, I've told you I was going to do a series on mantras. Part of it is understanding how mantras work. Different type of mantras produce different frequencies. Just like different colors have different frequencies. So the mantra Om raises your frequency even if you don't believe in it. Okay? Because some people say, oh, that's very, very Hindu or whatever. I don't believe in it. But if you chant it at a certain frequency, it also has an effect. Now, if you chant it with a certain knowingness and certain intention of what you want to do with it, it's even more effective. You see the difference? It's not on or off. There's different variations depending on many, many factors. Now, for some of you who are new, you go, why Om? I heard that's only Sanskrit. Well, it depends how you look at it. If you truly study it and really do in-depth, not really in-depth analysis, but just trying to see what you can see in different cultures, ask yourself a simple question. What are the different attributes of God? God is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. What's your problem with Om? Okay? And then, when you study other traditions, you also notice, hey, when I finish Judeo-Christian prayers, I say Amen. In the Muslim tradition, you say Amin. Very interesting. How come there are these holy words? Basically, in ancient Egypt, where the Amen and Amin came from, Amen was one of the names of the Supreme God. The only problem is, as with most knowledge, time distorts. So over time, it degenerated. So instead of Amen being, all-knowing God, it became the name of a local deity. And of course, people screwed that one up too. So before you know it, people have changed it. Make sense? And so that's how it goes with spiritual teachings. Without trying to study it and try to learn again, things get distorted. And that's one of the reasons why Messenger always says, there's inner teachings and outer teachings, and the student has to practice discernment. You don't swallow everything blindly. You question everything. Of course, politely. Another thing he always says in class, which is, I was just watching one of his videos the other day. He goes, because he was teaching a class in India, and he was telling people, okay, don't cross your arms. Crossing your arms. By the way, here online, you can do whatever heck you like. I don't see you. But if you want to learn more, don't cross your arms. Because when you cross your arms, the ones who took psychic self-defense, this is a protective mechanism. As you cross your arms and your legs, your aura compresses into a shell. So when it becomes a shell, it stops the flow of energy, good and bad. Most of the time we cross our arms if we are not open to someone, obviously if your body's cold. But you cross your arms if you want and you don't want energy coming into you, right? You're in a place where you're not comfortable, so you isolate your energy from the environment. When you say you isolate your energy from the environment, that means stuff is not coming in, good or bad. Make sense? So if you're learning and you're like this, you might hear it, you might see it, but you're not assimilating. So in class, when we start teaching class online, not online, physically, and your arms are crossed, I will remind you to uncross your arms for your sake. I know the material. You're the one trying to learn it. But some people, they're like this. They're very thick-headed. And afterwards they go, I didn't learn anything. Hello? You're trying to breathe with your nostril closed. What's your problem? You understand? So anyway, he was teaching in India. A bunch of people have the arms crossed. He goes, okay, uncross your arms, you'll learn more. Anyway, your choice. The teacher's like a supermarket. You don't have to go in and buy everything. Take what you need. But you're not going to get anything with your arms crossed. Oops. Okay, anyway. That's actually connected to protecting yourself in a dirty environment. So if you go into a place where you're uncomfortable because the energy is heavy or stress or whatever, and you happen to be sensitive, and you don't have to interact with someone, you have your arms crossed. So when your arms are crossed, you're basically preventing energy from coming in. But you cannot keep it like that the entire time for hours and hours, because nothing goes in. Okay, you don't partake in the fresh energy in the environment. And guess what? And this is the part that no one talks about. And you better listen if you don't want your life to explode. This is your solar plexus. This is your heart center below its solar plexus. When you cross your arms are usually right on the solar plexus, because like qualities attract. When you get angry, upset, that is the area where you generate negative energy. Okay? Now, when you're in a room, when people have a lot of stress energy, you cross your arms like this, because if you don't, like qualities attract, the lower frequencies or negative energy in the room naturally get drawn to your solar plexus. Remember that law of attraction thing that could hurt you or help you? Okay, it's screwing with you right now. So, if you have a lot of anger and resentment, you're in a room with a lot of stress energy, it gravitates towards each other. So naturally, you cross your arms. I mean, you don't cross your arms like this. You cross your arms and just right on your solar plexus. It's preventing the movement of energy from the outside to fuse with the negative energy on the inside. Make sense? So that's a good temporary fix. It's just building a barrier. So at least the outside crap is not adding to the inside crap. No, that sounds like a quote there. Anyway, here's the problem. If you do this too long, remember, your chakras spin in both directions. One direction to draw fresh life force, or whatever is next to it, like opening your door. The other way, as it spins the other way, it's releasing whatever is there. So all your chakras are spinning clockwise and counterclockwise. There is no such thing as some of your chakras only going clockwise or counterclockwise. I know, but I read that. You believe everything you read, or you use your head? It's just like some of your chakras, if that part of the body has too much energy, it will go the other direction. It's like exhaling. If that part of the body has not enough energy, it'll go the other direction, or clockwise, to inhale. So your chakras are constantly inhaling and exhaling life force. And so if the chakras are functioning properly, then the aura is even. Anytime the energy is not releasing much, that's where you have a congestion. Anytime the energy is stuck on the inside, so it cannot draw more energy, that area is depleted. Make sense? So the chakras go in both directions. So, if you cross your arms for an extended period of time, it's just like holding your breath. Make sense? Holding your breath. Like if you're walking a certain part of the street, whatever, there's a lot of rubbish or trash in the ground. Same thing. If you have people around you who are emotionally vomiting and stinky aura, whatever, you kind of this like, so I don't take your stuff. But you cannot do that forever. Number one, you become depleted. And number two, which is more the immediate problem, is if you cross your arms too much, listen carefully, I know some of you don't agree with it, which I could care less. If your arms are crossed like this a lot of the negative emotions, thoughts that are releasing normally don't get released. So it builds up. So you become very irritable. And then from the front solar plexus, it goes to the back solar plexus. So you've seen, paintings or drawings of Hunchback of Notre Dame. So instead of being a physical lump, it's an emotional, mental mountain of crap. And that leads to, or not leads to, but higher probability leading to diabetes. That's why a lot of people, I'm not saying all, a lot of people who have resentment have a higher disposition for diabetes, because the back solar plexus is one of the main chakras that feed energy to your pancreas. It leads to back pain, and so on and so on. You go, all that from crossing your arms for a prolonged amount of time. You see, everything changes when you understand energy. I know some people go, yeah, I understand, that's body language. You're just looking at the superficial effect. Yeah, when I see people like that, they look out, they're not engaged. That's the least of their problems. Because if you do that long enough, good luck, you're going to need it. Make sense? Now think about it. If people don't have this knowledge, they've been doing it for the last 20, 30 years and have all these problems, you're going, are you telling me that if somebody knew this much, much earlier, it could actually substantiate, affect their health, relationships? And yeah. What do you think I'm doing this how many times a week? Got nothing else to do? If you take one thing we're sharing with you and change your life, I've done my job. How much am I charging you for this? Nothing. You want to give a donation? Great. If not, I'll do it anyway. Simple techniques that are free can change your life. The only limitation is if you're willing to learn. That's why when I came across pranic healing, actually the bigger picture is when it came to me. It's just like, for me, at first I was like hesitant. And then later on I started to realize, this stuff works. For healing the physical body, emotional healing, relationship healing. Then it went into spiritual development. And then using energy for prosperity, for psychic protection. The raw material to all of it is prana, life force, energy. So wherever you are, go to your nearest pranic healing center. Try to learn the teachings of Grandmaster Tsokok Sui. I mean, there are many teachers that teach energy. And all of them are good. All of them have the same purpose, to teach you to improve your life. But if you're the person who likes to have simple, easy to apply technique, that is easy to understand, I can't think of anything else. Of course, I'm biased. Anyway, enough of the infomercial. So, when you want to create a sacred space, there are many parts of it. I know some of you go, so that title, Sacred Space, I thought you could teach me how to use chimes and gongs and whatever other stuff. That's great and nice. But it's just like if a place is full of crap and garbage and trash and everything else, you can chime your gong all you like. You can put as many flowers and beautiful decorations. You don't first get rid of the rubbish and trash around you. It's useless. Make sense? It's just like trying to beautify a place before you get rid of the ugly carpet, the stinky carpet. That's why in everything we do in this in the pranic healing world, our Hatha Yoga world, we always start with what? Cleansing. Cleansing, cleansing, cleansing. You need, even in your aura, you want to have more inner peace, you don't stuff peace into your system. You first want to flush whatever's not supposed to be there. The lower frequencies, anger, resentment, whatever negative emotions, and whatever stuff we have in our aura. Get rid of it first. And the interesting part is, in the process of getting rid of that, you already simultaneously creating space for cleaner and higher frequencies to come in. Listen carefully. If you forget everything else I said today, watch. Cleansing and energizing or recharging are two sides of the same coin. All right? A lot of you, I know, every time I talk to you guys in class or online or whatever, yeah, I'm taking this whatever special herb to give me more energy, or I'm doing this, putting this in my room to give it more energy, or oh, I'm doing healing work and I'm putting more energy. I go, okay, you're putting energy in. Is there space to put it in? What do you mean? Did you first remove whatever is stuck in there? No, I figured if I put enough good energy, the rest will go away. I'm going, are you serious? It's just like I want to drink a cup of whatever, juice or coffee or whatever you want to drink, and that thing has been there for the last 3 days and it smells. It's okay, let me just put fresh juice in there until the new juice gets rid of the old juice. I go, no wonder you have problems. People want to go to detox. Why do you want to detox? Clear the crap out so that your body can absorb nutrients. Makes sense? It's just like somebody having a bad relationship. There's a lot of anger and resentment. You don't try to clean that out to stop it. You just have one more person come in, just give him more love, give him more energy, without first resolving what's going on. Unless my logic belongs to a different universe. The secret in creating space is first, literally, creating space. Get rid of what's supposed to be there. Okay? Now, I covered a lot. I thought this was going to be a 10-minute talk. I hope you learned something. Because when you say creating a sacred space, the sequence or the syntax, as Tony Robbins always says when we're at these events, the syntax. Step 1, identify the lower, useless, negative energy. Step 2, get rid of it. Step 3, put good energy in. Step 4, amplify it. That's it. Doesn't take a rocket scientist, nuclear scientist, or whatever genius to figure it out. You ask a kid, oh, you want to drink that special juice or whatever it is that you like to drink or eat? Yeah. Mom, it's full. What do you want to do? I have to dump it. Do you need a PhD? No, you just need to be as smart as a kid. Make sense? So when we do our meditation, just to kind of tie it in, when we're blessing the earth, in meditation between us, may the earth be blessed with peace, with love, with joy. Remember, we always use either the prayer of St. Francis or the Great Invocation. Now, if you listen to the words, and this is just put it context, so it's not like I'm just like right here giving you a sermon. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. The key word, instrument. Great Invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. When you say from the point of light, it assumes the energy is not coming from you. It assumes the energy is coming through you. Hence, it's an instrument, a channel. In the Prayer of St. Francis, another version of it, the one that you use in church, if you sing it, is, don't expect me to sing. I don't want you guys to get scared. Okay. Lord, make me a channel of your peace. Channel. Pipeline. Okay? From the point of light in the mind of God, let light stream forth in the minds of every person, every being. So, every time you have a source, and you have a medium or a channel, As that energy flows through that channel, which in this case is us, what does it do? It cleanses our pipelines. That's where the clean comes in. Make sense? And so the beauty of it, if you're doing the thing simultaneously, something's ringing, whatever. Okay. Anyway, the secret is, when you do these meditations on a regular basis, where you allow yourself to be the channel, you're actually doing several things at the same time. The energy is flowing through you, it's cleansing you, and if you pick the right frequency, that energy going through you is cleaning your pipeline and simultaneously replacing it with a higher frequency. Where there's hatred, let me replace it with love. Where there's doubt, let me replace it with faith. Make sense? Darkness, light, sadness, joy. So you're doing two things at the same time. You're pushing out the old energy, simultaneously it's replacing it with a higher frequency. And when you're doing from the point of light within the mind of God, or you use the great invocation, it's the same thing. You're pulling the light energy coming through, or the intelligence energy, let it go through you to bless the earth. It's also cleansing and infusing that high frequency of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine will or power within you. And here's the best part. Not only does it affect you when you do the meditation, it cleanses your aura and your chakras, the energy radiates outwards. So it also cleanses the environment. That's why a lot of you from India, you know what I'm talking about, you have a puja room. What is a puja room? That's where you do your prayers. Your prayer room. Why do you have a prayer room? To keep the frequency at a certain height. You do your meditation, you do your prayer only in that space. So as you do your meditation, energy flowing through you, that's the only energy in the room. You don't go sit there and play, a violent video game. Make sense? So tonight, or the second part of this, I'll go into more detail of creating a sacred space. But this is just to emphasize the most important part of creating your sacred space, which is what? Take out the trash. Well, what do you talk about the gong and the special this and that? Those are useless if the place is dirty. So take the time to clean it out, then you can beautify it. Okay? I hope that helps. I know I went way over time, so this is just to make things real for you. And tonight we'll go into more applications like your workspace, your sleeping room. Just to give you tips. I mean, I'm not here to be your spiritual interior designer. Okay? But it's just to give you tips on how to make things simple, clean, to create the space where you can meditate, do your spiritual practice, and also help you with your finances, your relationship, and your health. Okay? So here's what we'll do. For this morning, we'll just use the same theme of cleansing. We'll chant Om. And the way we do it, the ones who've taken some of the higher classes, which I'll do this again in Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul, is when you chant Om, you use that same concept. You and I are just the pipelines to allow the energy to flow through us. Okay? So, super simple. Crown is input, hands and feet output. That's that. Don't make it any more complicated. Alright? Do I have to visualize this and that? If you want to, you can just visualize the light flowing through you. Now here's the beauty of the entire thing. Even if you don't, it works just as well. But some of you like to overcomplicate things to make it more powerful, then go knock yourself out. Go for it. I'm not going to stop you. Because every time I say that in class, some people, yeah, but you know what I do this is make, okay, go. The teacher's trying to make it simple for you, so you don't have any wasted efforts, but you choose to make it complicated. The teacher said, go. Don't waste my time. You want to do it that way? Go for it. Instead of going, oh, it's done, you can go, yeah, I have to feel the cosmic frequency going through me. And people just like drama, So the teacher says, okay, go, do whatever you like. Okay, that is that. Tap your crown. By the way, I didn't mean to offend anyone, but that does happen. Some people think the more complicated things are, the more powerful it is, which is the opposite. What is simple actually are more powerful because there's no wasted energy. Think about it. Press the center of your palms. Focus on your feet. So be aware of your hands, be aware of your feet. So just visualize if you like. Again, you don't need to. Just form the intention and just kind of sense that the energy is coming down your crown. Raise your hands and feet. No, don't raise your feet. Raise your hands. Be aware of your feet. Armpits slightly open. We will chant Om. And anyway, we'll give you the instructions. Ready? Let's ask for blessings first. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokoksui Mahagu Jumeiling, we thank you for divine light, divine love, guidance, help, healing, and protection. Thank you for your compassionate, purifying light and soothing, healing energy. In full faith, so it is. Okay, put your hand down first. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your attention on your crown, just on your crown. By just putting your awareness on your crown, most of you feel a slight pressure, sensation. What's happening is your crown chakra is getting more and more expanded and receiving more spiritual energy, higher frequency. Just be still, be aware of your crown, nothing else. It's just like filling up your dam, before you open up the floodgates, just leave your attention on your crown and listen. Keep your tongue on your palate. You're not the body, you're not the emotion, you're not the thoughts, you are the soul. You are a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. That is your true nature. That is your true self. You are connected in one to your higher soul. You are connected in one to the divine spirit within you. You are a child of God. You are one with God. You are one with all. There's only oneness. Be still. Now affirm it silently. I am that. I'm not the body, I'm not emotions, I'm not the thoughts, I'm not even the mind. The body, the emotions, the mind are just instruments of the soul. I am the soul. I am the soul. I am that. A spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. The soul, the spiritual self. I am connected in one to my higher soul, the Atma within me. I am connected in one to the divine spark, the divine spirit in me, the Param Atma within me. I am a child of God. We humbly affirm that we're still learning and growing. That's why we say that. I am and always have been and will be one with God and one with all. I am. Be still. Remember who you are. The spiritual self, made in the essence of God, with no race, religion, color, belief system. You're a spiritual being made of pure spiritual energy with consciousness. Remember your true original nature now. Maintain your stillness, maintain your state of oneness. Open your hands. Be aware of your hands and your feet. Your crown is already filled with so much divine energy. Maintain that state of oneness. The stillness that you're sensing, or the frequency, or the vibration, is the divine energy just literally pouring like a waterfall in your crown. It's going to your crown, it's going down to your head, it's going down to your shoulders, to your arms, out of your hands. Simultaneously, it's going into your body, into your chest, all the internal organs, down to your hips, thighs, knees, legs, and out of your feet. So that divine energy is like a waterfall of brilliant light. Simultaneously, it's going through the non-tangible part of you. It's going to your crown, your forehead, your ajna, your throat. It's going through your front back heart, front back solar plexus, liver, spleen, navel, sex, basic, and other chakras in your entire body. Major, minor, and mini chakras. So literally your entire body, physical and non-physical bodies, are now soaking in this divine energy that's flowing through your crown. Let the energy flow through. As we chant Om, just sense that that spiritual energy is displacing any lower frequency, any negative thoughts, negative emotions, either self-generated or created by others and influencing us. Verbally chant with me. Om. Just be still, tongue on the roof of your mouth. Put your gentle attention on your crown, your hands, and your feet. The crown is where the energy comes in, and all the impurities, the lower frequencies, are flushing out of your hands and your feet. Just let it work. Stop typing. You're not going to get cleaned up typing. Again. Om. Just be still. Just let it flow through you. Let's do it again. This time I want you to put your awareness, your attention, about 1 foot outside your hands and your feet. In other words, not your hands, but outside of it. I'll explain all of this after. Just put your attention, maybe a foot or so. Now, let's see, some of you go with meters. Okay, half or a little less than half a meter outside of your hands and your feet. Just leave your awareness outside your hand, a foot or so outside your hands and feet. Now, open your palms, palms up. Just let it sit on your lap. Sit straight. Keep your tongue on your palate. That first part was cleansing. Now is to recharge you. This time, all you have to do is put your attention in your crown and just spread your attention over the body. As you chant it, it's as if every cell in your body is chanting. Just be still. Just let it assimilate. Just keep your tongue on your palate. Now just be receptive to intensify the recharging and the inflow of spiritual energy. We'll add extra energy, special sauce. Just be receptive. You don't have to chant, you don't have to do anything, just receive. Just be still. Make every particle of your being, every molecule, every atom, be super absorbent to this divine frequency. Just be super receptive. Let your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies absorb and assimilate these divine frequencies, if you like. Be still. absorb, assimilate all these divine frequencies spiritually, mentally, emotionally, etherically, and physically. Let it be absorbed and assimilated in every dimension, on all levels in your system. So be it. Repeat after me. I completely, deeply, permanently, gratefully accept, absorb, fully assimilate all these divine healing energies. Again, I completely, deeply, permanently, and gratefully accept, absorb, fully assimilate all these divine healing energies. I fully, completely, deeply, permanently, and gratefully accept all the divine blessings. So be it. Let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahagujime, thank you for your immense blessings. In full faith, so be it. All right, open your eyes. We kind of went overboard. Again, I thought this was going to be a short 30-minute session. I hope you guys got something out of it. I know a lot of you are probably still floating around. So I would recommend after this, get up and do your gentle exercises like we always say. And you can replay this as many times as you like and give me some feedback. I'd love to hear from you. Again, the ones in Instagram, as soon as I turn this off, all your comments disappear. That's how they do it. So if you don't mind retyping it, so I get to see what your response or your feedback is from that meditation. Okay? Anyway, the nice thing about this practice, you can do it anytime. I just kind of made it a little more in-depth. That's why it was longer. But essentially, the technique is focus on your crown, be aware of your hands and your feet. As you chant Om, you let the energy flow out. You know, some people, they almost feel like all their cells are like hollow. And then when you chant Om, there's like a waterfall of light just flushing everything out. And that's why some of you are buzzing, some of you are feeling, I feel tingly. Yeah. And that's the beauty of the whole thing. Energy is free. You just have to practice it. Okay? So I don't know how else to get through to you. So we will see you tonight. On the second session, we'll go in more detail about creating your sacred space. So this morning, we talk about taking out the trash. And then tonight, we'll talk about beautifying your room. Makes sense, right? I mean, think about it. You just move into this new apartment or whatever it is, and it's full of trash everywhere. You go, oh, let me put the nice flowers. Let me paint the walls. Let me put some, beautiful music. Somebody come and go, what's wrong with you? Do you see all this trash everywhere? Does it make sense to get rid of it first? Yeah, but I want to put more incense. I want to put more beautiful flowers. People are going to go, you know what? That's what most people do. So this morning, we spent a little more time taking out the trash. And then tonight, we'll take a little more trash out. And then we'll beautify it, raise its frequency. And just like at your house, you take your trash out once a week or how many times a week? It doesn't mean once it's out, it's done. Because you create more stuff, right? In other words, as we assimilate these frequencies, higher frequencies, you get rid of old stuff. It's just like you inhale fresh air, oxygen, nitrogen, and whatever else, you exhale carbon dioxide. So there's this process. Same thing with creating a sacred space. That's a mistake most people make. They think, oh, I just need to do it once and it's over with. We'll go through that tonight. All right. And just, again, as a reminder for some of you, in 2.5 weeks, we're teaching Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul. There's a free workshop that's available for you to practice. Go to it. It's called Heal and Reconnect the Spirit. That's with me and Chanting Paramswar, who goes to the self-healing part. And that's available. You go to mastercode.org. And next weekend is when we close down the registration for Prosperity Zen. Using energy to improve your prosperity level. Okay? So just want to give that to you. And other than that, namaste. And we will see you in 7 hours, weeks, and 8 minutes. Take good care. Bye-bye.